Candy from geekmamas.com, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make an easy gathered skirt. It's one of the easiest little skirts to make, and it goes with a lot of costumes and stuff that I make. Today I'm doing a Mardi Gras outfit and I need a little gold skirt to go with it. This is the finished product, but mine's going to be a little bit shorter. You can do these any size. They're easy to fit because they're elastic. You can do them any length. And so to get your size, you're going to measure your waist and then cut your fabric your waist size plus half, or double it if you want it really gathered. So it depends on how much gathering you want. This much gathering is about 1.5 my waist size. And all you need is a big rectangle. For length, you want to measure how long you actually want it and then add enough to add your waistband in and also your bottom hem. So I usually add on about 2 inches to the length that I actually want it. You can always trim it before you hem it, so it's really easy to make this. As you can see, it's just a big rectangle. So let's get started with the sewing. So I'm not going to assume everyone has a serger, so I'm not going to use mine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this over about that much and do that, and then I'm going to fold it over again about 1 inch down, and that's going to be our waistband. So I'm just using a straight stitch for this. On my sewing machine it's an A2, and I'm just going to stitch it all the way down. I don't use pens or anything. I just hand roll it and use the foot as a guide. And see, I'm just going to take that all the way down. So this is what it looks like the very first step. I've got a little hem on it here, and then I'm going to take that and fold it over, and this time I'm going to use a zigzag stitch to hold this piece down, and this is going to be your waistband. So for this one I'm using a zigzag stitch, and on my machine it is a C2, and doing it right at the edge. You can see that, so it holds it down nice and smooth. I have a tendency to do this without any pens. I just measure, I measure using the plate on here. It's got little lines that tell you like 5/8, 7/8 how big things are. And often I actually just use my fingers to measure it and hold it straight. You also notice that I didn't iron it or anything. This is pretty much how to make a skirt for busy people. When you're all done, it should look like this. And at the end, we're going to put our elastic in through there. Next, you want to get the final length on it. Figure out if this is how long you want it. If not, cut it shorter, and then we're going to do that same little hem on this side. I'm doing a very tiny little hem here. All right, so this is what I have now. I have my waistband and I have my hem. Now, if you're making this for yourself, you could stop here. You don't necessarily have to do the next step, but it looks a little messy because I did not serge it. So what I'm going to do is take this hem and roll it up one more time and use a straight stitch on it just to make it look nice and clean at the bottom. Okay, so at this point you should have something that looks like this. You can see how it looks nice and clean on the bottom. Now we're going to put the elastic in, and for that, the way I do elastic is I just take my waist. If I'm making it for myself, I just measure the elastic with a little bit lapping over, see how tight I want it, and I'll probably cut this a little bit smaller, just kind of feel it out. Then you're going to need 2 big pins. We're going to put one at one end of the elastic and the other at the other end of the elastic. One is going to be your threading pin, and one you're going to put like this, and it's going to stop it from going all the way through. And then you're going to take it take your skirt here and we're gonna go like this and pull it through. And the elastic I'm using is no roll elastic. That's what I usually use for skirts because it's annoying when you put the elastic in and it gets all rolled up. So move closer. So you just feed it in and you keep doing that until you get to the end. All right, so we're getting near the end and the pinups, you pull it through. So you can see it got stopped from going all the way through at this end. And I have a nice gather on this. And then you're going to fold it around so the outside is showing, because next you're going to sew your skirt shut. I'm going to use an A2 on this again, a straight stitch, and I am going to stitch these together, making sure the wrong side of the fabric is facing out. And make sure that it's lined up at the top here. And as always, you can pen this. I just don't usually. Do a little back stitch to make sure that it's locked in. Sew it all the way to the bottom. All right, and then next I'm gonna cut this off and give myself a little bit left over. All right, we've got this raw edge here, and if you want to clean that up, we can do serging without a serger. And for that, we're going to put it on a zigzag stitch and a very, very small setting. We're going to go C1. I am going to put this, I'm going to sew it right along this very, very, very edge. Right, and so that's what the edge looks like using the C on a lower setting at the very end. So it looks serged, but it's not. And you still have some little fuzzies hanging out, but it looks a lot better than a totally raw edge. And now for the final ta-da, we're going to flip it around. And there's your skirt, a little gathered skirt. See how it looks on this lady?